Hello everybody, SeaSlug here, and I apologize that I have not uploaded a Wi-Fi battle in quite a while, but I actually have a pretty good battle here versus Cody, and this battle, as soon as I saw his team, I really did not expect me to win. There was just no way I would be able to get past his core of Heatran and Gliscor. Plus, he also has the heal list that has the water absorb. But anyway, I decided to lead off with my Rotom Wash since it's Scarf. Although it was pretty damn obvious that I was gonna lead off with. But anyway, first turn is heal list. U-turns or not U-turns, but Bolt switches out. It outspeeds my Rotom, which tells me it's Scarf, which is really nice information to know. And actually makes it a lot easier for me to deal with. But anyway, I'm just gonna Bolt Switch on his Latios, go on to my Chompy Chomp, and he's obviously gonna bring in the Heatran, because Heatran can easily come in on my Chompy Chomp. My Chompy Chomp really just can't do anything. But anyway, I'm just gonna, I believe I switch out into my Mandibus just to try to wear this thing down a bit. I go for the knockoff because I want to get rid of its leftovers. That way it can't slowly recover HP as it just roars my Mandibus out. I have to go into my Chompy Chomp out of all things, and then I just hard switch into my Rotom, which goes for the Hydro Pump, and then Heatran shows me that it has Protect, which is pretty annoying because both his Heatran and Gliscor have Protect, and my Rotom Wash is Scarf, and it's really the best thing I have to deal with those things, so it's pretty annoying having them be able to just protect and see what I want to lock myself into. Here I switch out into my Goodra since it's the best thing to take on his Healers. However, his Healers does also have the Bolt Switch, and it switches out into the Azumarill, which I cannot one-hit KO with my Goodra, and it can just one-hit KO me with the Play Rough. So I'm just gonna go out into my Chompy Chomp now just to get that Intimidate, and also to resist the Play Rough, and that's gonna allow me to have him switch out into his Heatran, which he does. And right here, I really wish this Arcanine had close combat. I knew he wouldn't think my Arcanine would have close combat because I have been battling him quite a lot using a defensive one. So I decided just for this battle to switch out that Arcanine with this one. However, I actually have 3 Arcanines. This one's the first Arcanine I bred. Third Arcanine is the one that also has Intimidate, and also is also Jolly just like this one, but it does actually have close combat, which I thought was a level up move when I was breeding it, but it's actually a egg move, which really sucks. Anyway, I decide to just go out into my Mandibus now because I really need to get those rocks out of the way. I really need to defog them away. He is going to poison my Mandibus, which does really suck. However, I don't really see the point in keeping my Mandibus around. I mean, as long as he still has Heatran, he's still going to be able to set him up, but all I really need to do is keep my Mandibus around with enough HP to just take on the Heatran and defog the rocks away. So he is gonna knock off. I do see that his Gliscor goes before my Mandibus, so I decide to go for one Roost. That way I can get my HP back up all the way to full, and I will be able to switch out, having only taken the second turn of poison damage. So I do go out into my Gliscor. Unfortunately, he is gonna knock off. Gliscor was probably the best move I could have gone for. However, I do lose my Toxicroak before it activates, and I doubt that he's going to be nice enough to, poison me. So I am going to go for a knockoff on his own Gliscor, which does get rid of his Toxicroak, which is, kind of pointless, but it kind of comes in handy later on, kind of doesn't. Right here, I switch out into my Goodra, predicting something else from him to switch in. Or actually, no, never mind. I go out into my Goodra because staying in when my Gliscor was kind of pointless, and my Gliscor was ultimately gonna end up going down since he was just gonna recover with the poison heal, and mine was just gonna keep on taking damage. But he does go out into his Azumarill, and I do expect them to overpredict, and that really pays off because I am able to hit that Azumarill with a Sludge Wave. He goes for the Waterfall, and now he can just go for the little Aqua Jet, but that's not gonna KO me. So I decided right here to switch up moves just in case if he wants to switch out into the Heatran to, you know, take the Sludge Wave. Also, Thunderbolt is really the best thing I have to hit that Heatran, and really the Heatran is like the #1 thing I want to kill right now. So he does go out into his Crobat, but ultimately he does actually go out into his Heatran, which is really nice for me. He is gonna be able to get up his rocks once again. However, my Goodra will be able to finally take this thing down, and now he won't be able to set up the rocks anymore, and he won't have the Heatran to, you know, come in on my Chomp, which is gonna help me out tremendously. However, he still has the Gliscor that can come in on my Chomp, and if you're looking at my team, you can really tell that I really just can't do anything to that Gliscor. I mean, I could take it down with a Hydro Pump for my Rotom, but as you see, it has the Protect, and my Goodra, you know, does my Goodra have Ice Beam? I don't think it does, but it doesn't really matter since my Goodra is going to go down right here as he Mega Evolves into Mega Latios, which I honestly knew that he was going to end up having, but yeah, he does Mega Evolve, goes for the Earthquake, which kind of took me by surprise. But I guess, you know, since Mega Latios does have the capabilities of going mixed now, you know, it does make sense. But anyway, I go into my Mandibus, hoping that he wouldn't have the Draco Meteor. But of course, why wouldn't you have Draco Meteor? However, thanks to me always liking to put special defensive EVs on, you know, stuff like Gliscor and Mandibus, I am able to survive that with 1 HP and defog those rocks away before I go down to Poison, which is just absolutely amazing. Had I not been able to do that, I would have definitely lost this game. But anyway, I'm just gonna switch out into my Chomp to, you know, scare out the Mega Latios. He does switch out into his Crobat on my switch to Rotom, and right here, I mean, I should have just gone for the Bolt Switch, but he kind of just I don't know. I really don't know why he didn't go for the Bolt Switch. Like, I really just don't know. Anyway, I am going to switch out into my Gliscor. Actually, I switch out into my Gliscor basically as Death Water, since, you know, those Heliolisk do have the Surf. So, however, he does go for the Bolt Switch, and now I kind of get to go out into my Rotom Wash as he goes out into his Gliscor. He is going to Protect to scout out what move I want to lock myself into. I decided to lock myself into Hydro Pump, and I kind of overprotect and, you know, go for it again. Since I don't know, that was kind of dumb. I mean, in the end, it doesn't really matter since his Heliolisk isn't gonna recover that much. But still, it just goes to show you how screwed I am right now. But anyway, now I go into my Gliscor as Death Water. I actually take that Surf and I go for a Protect. I don't know why I decided to go for a Protect. Like, I really don't. Anyway, my Gliscor does ultimately go down, as I am just going to go into my Chomp now, and this turn I decide that I'm going to Mega Evolve, and he does actually switch out. He goes out into his Azumarill. I Mega Evolve. I believe I go for the Play Rough, and you know, I could have gone for Iron Head, but this Azumarill, and either way, this Azumarill would have still been knocked out. Anyway, his Azumarill goes down, and now he goes out into his Gliscor, I believe. Yeah, does he? Yep, he does. And I kind of can't do anything with my Chomp, so I decided to go out into my Rotom, hoping that he would not go for the knockoff, and thankfully he doesn't. He goes for the Earthquake. Anyway, he's out in his Gliscor again, so he just protects to see what I want to lock myself into. But this time I decided to do something interesting and lock myself into Trick. So now he has two options. He can stay in, get tricked, or he can go out into his Mega Latios, which, you know, Megas can't lose their item, or his Heliolisk, which is already Scarf. So I decided to switch out into my Chomp, and right here he does actually go for the Bolt Switch, which I kind of wasn't expecting. I was expecting him to just hard switch out just to, you know, not take the Sucker Punch, but I guess, you know, I still live, which is nice. But I live with 31 HP, which just goes to show you how much the Stealth Rocks would have seriously screwed me over. But anyway, he actually goes out into his Nightwing as Death Fodder. He, you know, he is gonna, you know, go for Roost just to try to waste some of my Sucker Punches. But I decided, it was kind of obvious that he would go for Roost, so I just set up a Swords Dance and then just take them down with the Sucker Punch. Anyway, Gliscor comes in. I really just cannot afford to lose my my Chompy Chomp right now, so I'm gonna go out into Rotom once again, hoping that he would not go for the knockoff, and thankfully he doesn't. He goes for Protect. He scouts out that I lock myself into Trick, and this time he's gonna stay in, and I trick him my Choice Scarf, which kind of cripples the Gliscor. Kind of, not really. I mean, it's still pretty defensive, and you know, it's still bulky. However, now I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, because now I can go for, you know, Hydro Pump with my Rotom, and he can't Protect, Scout out if I want to go for that. However, I believe he does outspeed my Rotom now. So yeah, and you know, if he decides to lock himself into knockoff, I probably lose. So I kind of have to play it carefully. Anyway, I'm just gonna Bolt Switch, go onto my Arcanine, go for the Extreme Speed as he goes out into his Latios with the Bolt Switch. I was actually kicking myself back then, thinking that I should have gone for the Outrage. However, had I gone for the Outrage, he would have most definitely switched out into his Gliscor, since, you know, I would have gone second and, you know, all that stuff. But my Arcanine is gonna fall to the Earthquake, and I am gonna be able to bring in my Chompy Chomp. And right here, this is the moment of truth. If I cannot take down this Gliscor, I pretty much lose. So I go for a Sucker Punch again, which, you know, kind of sucks. I mean, I could have spent that turn going for a Play Rough, but anyway, gonna go for a Play Rough. It's gonna get a critical hit, which was absolutely huge. That crit definitely mattered a lot, and now I just go for the Sucker Punch and take that Gliscor down. So right there, that was Arceus rewarding me for my excellent playing right now. Because seriously, I've been able to, like, just look at this. Look at this, from being completely walled by the Heatran, Gliscor, and this Heliolisk. From being completely walled, just completely screwed, I get the battle down to this turn right here, which I am able to Sucker Punch his Latios. And seriously, this battle was, oh my god, how did I win? Seriously, what's it called? Even when it was just his Heliolisk and his Mega Latios, I could have still lost, because my my Chompy Chomp had 3 usages of Sucker Punch left, and he still had the ability to switch in and out. So, you know, it was still, I still had to figure out whether I should Sucker Punch or not. So definitely that was an intense battle for me. I seriously cannot believe that I managed to win that one. So I hope you guys enjoyed that battle. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And hopefully I will upload another video soon, and, you know, not go like an entire week. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching, and later, folks.
Mi 仲良くね。